All right, I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. The delivery numbers for last week do not look that good, and we got the detailed breakdown for each individual vehicle model and also its competitors. And the competitor is actually doing quite well. So let's take a look, a detailed breakdown. And you guys gotta go buy a Neo, man. I mean, like, the car is so fantastic. I'm working on a longer video to showcase why Neo is the best that you can possibly purchase, the best in terms of almost everything. All right, so stay tuned for that video, but let's dive into deliveries for last week. That's from October 31st to October 30th to November 5th, and that's going to be November week 1. So November week 1, we got deliveries. ES6 1,329, which is down 164 from the week before, and that's down 10.98% from the week before. So ES6 deliveries falling. And then we got the ET5 and ET5T deliveries, 1,294. That is down 193, or down 12.9% from the week before. We got the ES8 deliveries chugging along, 623, down 80, which is down 11.37%, pardon me, from the week before. We got the 777, 247, which is up, interestingly, up 67 from the week before, up 37%. That's the only one that's up so far. And the 777, you got the new colorway for the EC7, and some people are getting that colorway, the red colorway, the Nebula Red. So yeah, and I went to the launch event for that. If you haven't seen that video, link over here. Awesome color, very, very good looking color. We got the EC6, 713 deliveries, which is down 6 from the week before, which is down like 0.8%. So that's really not that much of a difference. EC6 is still doing fairly well. Plot that on a chart. Here is what we can tell. Straight off the bat, you can tell that ES6 deliveries, which is this blue one, has been down, pretty much consecutively down to 1,229 per week. So that's not something that we want to see happen, but it is sort of to be expected. I mean, like, one excuse is, of course, the EC6 deliveries popping up, which is the one in red that you're seeing right here, up to about 713. Yeah, so EC6 is actually doing fine, doing okay. But ET5 also, ET5T also dropping slightly. ES8 still chugging along. ES8's doing all right, 623. ES8 is just, lots of people love that car. A lot of my referrals bought the ES8, okay? And then the 777 just chugging along, not doing that much, nothing too surprising about that. So, well, one thing you might want to ask is, what about the total SUV sales? So ES6 plus EC6, how's that doing? Well, if you add those two numbers together, you got 2,042. The week before, we got 2,212. So we're down about almost 10% on that metric as well. So total SUV sales on the ES6 and EC6 combined is also down slightly. I guess this can mainly be attributed to just like numerous competitors entering the market. There's like 4, 5 every month that comes into the market. Some from like Geely, some from like Lexido. I've seen some. There's so many cars coming into the market. It's being flooded, and then like Ito comes out with more cars. It's insane. There's a lot of cars entering the market, and you had the initial buzz with the ES6, but things have cooled down slightly. They gotta reinvigorate things and really find a way to motivate people to buy the car, because I've been talking to some of the sales reps. there's no urgency. Some people want to buy the car. They said they will buy the car, but they're not pulling the trigger. All right, it's just nothing to push them to pull the trigger and essentially get that car right now. They're taking the more of a wait and see approach, and taking their time. So how about the competitors? So before we go into competitors, NIO really needs to think of a better promo than just what they have right now. And I'm seeing some cities do very, very intense promos, and the response is mixed, because a lot of NIO owners are like, yes, finally. Some of the other NIO owners like, wow, why didn't I get that? But as long as NIO gets those promos out and reinvigorates sales, that's good. All right. So competitors, we're going to talk about Zeekr and also BMW i3 like always, and i3X. So this is very interesting. Zeekr. Oh, wow. You're not going to be happy about this, all right? Zeekr last week delivered 2,431 vehicles. That is up a whopping 866 from the week before, or 55% week over week increase. Yeah, I mean, like, Zeekr 001 selling like crazy, all right? That's also, so far, their all-time high in terms of deliveries for Zeekr. Zeekr is getting a lot of attention, all right? And their tech is pretty decent. They got very good bang for the buck, the specs-wise and everything. Interestingly, Zeekr does poach a lot of people from NIO. They do, yeah. The live stream lady, Beijing live stream, because NIO has live streams in every single city, and there was this one lovely lady who does the live stream in Beijing for NIO. She got poached to Zeekr. So can you believe that? That's pretty crazy. But yeah, that's Zeekr, up 55% week over week. BMW i3, we got 1,331, which is down 343, or down 20%. Yeah, that's pretty tough, man, for them. Down 20%. Wow. BMW is getting wrecked, man. And then we got the iX3. iX3 is 637, which is down 229 from the week before, down a whopping 26%. So BMW's deliveries are really suffering quite hard. And if you plot that on a chart, you can take a look. Damn. Yeah, Zeekr just escaped from everybody. And so far, even if you look at the total number of sales, so far in this price range, they are selling the most vehicles per week at 2,431. Even if you add the total SUV sales for NIO, it's only at 2,042. So, comparing those two metrics, yeah, Zeekr is so far the best-selling vehicle model so far. And then you got BMW i3, ES6, and NIO ET5, ET5T. So BMW i3 is slightly ahead of the ES6, which just by a couple of vehicles though. So that's not too surprising. And then EC6, BMW iX3. iX3 basically doesn't pose much of a threat, to be honest. So the sedan market competition is very, very intense. Yeah, and then there's also, Zeekr is also launching the 007 sedan, and that's coming very soon. So that's going to take a further bite, potentially, out of NIO. But overall, market share-wise, if you look at the market share-wise, NIO is still doing fantastic. I mean, like, still got 49% market share in terms of just in this price range, how many vehicles are being sold that belong to NIO. 49%. So that's pretty amazing. Everybody else, 23% for BMW, 28% for Zeekr. So they're still quite far off, despite NIO's slide in deliveries. Is there going to be a catalyst that will help boost this up? In my personal opinion, it's very hard to see a good catalyst. There's none that NIO's advertising. The only advertising tax break. You know, you pay 0% tax. That's not a big enough of a catalyst in my opinion, but the car is still fantastic. People should absolutely go buy the car. It's just the market is way too crowded right now, way too crowded. Okay, so sales wise, I I expect sales to be around this level and hopefully increase. Hopefully increase. You know what I'm doing is I'm making a lot more Chinese videos to promote Neo. Hopefully that takes traction. All right, that gets some traction as well. And you guys should also go support the company. Go buy a Neo. Use my invite code LEGPC7. You will not regret buying a Neo. Trust me. Fantastic cars. Yeah, ET5T or ES6, both very, very good. Wow. Yeah. What do you think about the deliveries? Sliding down slightly, but hopefully in the coming weeks we'll get it back up there.